Hello everyone, welcome back to Long Switch Academy. My name is Shubham Prajapati. I will be your host for today. In today's video, we will be talking about how to create your first Lightning Web Component in Salesforce. So stay tuned for step-by-step guide for creating your first LWC in Salesforce. Hello everyone, welcome back to Long Switch Academy. My name is Shubham Prajapati. I will be your host for today. In today's video, we will be talking about how to create your first Lightning Web Component in Salesforce. So stay tuned for step-by-step guide for creating your first LWC in Salesforce. Thank you. So let's begin. As part of today's video, we will be creating one sample Lightning Web Component in Salesforce that will look something similar to this. As you can see, it is a OTP verification screen. It will be a basically two-step process. In the first step, we will be asking them to enter their phone number to get the OTP, and in the second step, we will be verifying the OTP entered by the user. So we will be dividing this tutorial into two sections or two parts. In today's part, we will look into how we can just based on the mobile number, how we can get the OTP from the user. So stay tuned. So before we begin the actual development, I just wanted to highlight that in order to get started with your LWC development, you will need two things to be set up in your on your computer. One, you have to install the Salesforce CLI, and second, you also have to set up your Salesforce project. Yeah, in the code editor of your choice. For this demo purpose, I'm just using VS Code IDE. So these are the two basic things or preconditions that you have to satisfy. So let's begin the development for our first Lightning Web component. And here, as you can see, I have already set up my VS Code with Salesforce CLI and Salesforce project. In case you need a detailed step-by-step guide to set up your Salesforce CLI and SFDX project, then do let us know in the comment section. We will definitely create a dedicated video for that. So let's begin. As part of the first step, what I'll do, I'll connect my VS Code with the my developer Salesforce developer org. So in order to do that, what I'll do, I'll press Ctrl Shift P on my keyboard, and I'll select this command sfdx authorize and org. As you can see, there are a lot of pre-built sfdx commands. Basically, these are the commands provided by Salesforce CLI, and it generally what I say makes the development easier. So I'll choose this sfdx authorize and org, and from the project I'll choose production because its login URL is login.salesforce.com, and as I'm using my developer org, uh, that too has the login URL as login.salesforce.com. So you have to choose appropriate target org for your authorization. So I'll choose this, and I'll here it will ask you to enter the alias for your organization. I'll add Long Switch Academy, LS dash Long Switch LS dash Academy, and similarly you can enter any alias. Click enter. You can see the authorization command is running in the VS Code. Okay, I think it went through. Now it took a bit of extra time. Let's see. Upon successful, it will ask you to log in through your developer org. I have chosen my developer org's credential. I'll hit login. And once the authorization between your VS Code and your developer org is successful, it will notify you like with this message: authentication successful. Now go back to your VS Code. Here the command is still running. Let it finish. Okay. Here also you are getting the authorization or when successfully ran, which means the authorization between your VS Code and your Salesforce org is done successfully. So since we have already authorized VS Code with the with the developer call. Let's start creating our component. We will first review our requirements. Here you can see that we have to create this OTP verification screen, which is a set of two screens. In the first screen, we will ask the user to enter their phone number, and based on the phone number, we will be generating an OTP. So, as part of this demo, we will be creating the first screen. And before we begin, I just wanted to highlight that I always believe in developing with the mobile first approach, so that whenever your component is being reviewed or being used within a mobile application, it should look good. So we will also keep that thing in mind. So let's go to the VS Code. For creating a Lightning Web Component, there is a command. You have to press Ctrl Shift P, and this help icon or help box will appear. Here you can see that there is a command called Create Lightning Web Component. You have to choose this, and in the name you have to provide your desired LWC name. So here there are some rules that you have to follow while naming your Lightning Web Components. The name of a Lightning Web Component should be in camel case, which means if, let's say, first component of our demo would be called generate OTP. So this is a meaningful name, or this is a correct format of the LWC name. But if you enter it like generate OTP, it is not considered as the best practice, or even the this SFTX CLI won't accept it. So you have to enter generate OTP in the camel case. The G of the generate would be smaller. On the related note, I also wanted to highlight, since we are developing this LWC for our academy, we will be using a prefix LSA, that stands for Long Switch Academy underscore generate OTP. So I'll enter it. To have the prefix is up to you whether you want to have it or not. It is just your choice. But since we will be developing so many LWCs as part of this series, I want to use a prefix so that I can easily later on I can easily identify that this particular LWC was developed for the demo purposes. I'll choose the default directory, and you just have to hit enter. The CLI will go and try creating your web component. Let the command run. The command is running. Okay, the command generated the one LWC for you that you can find under your project name, then force app, then there will be a main folder. Under the main folder there will be a folder called default, and inside default you will have a LWC folder. This LWC folder will be the parent folder for all your LWCs within the org. And as you can see, individual LWC will also have their specific folder, and that folder will have certain files. In this case, there are three commonly used generated files for a LWC that Salesforce CLI generates are are these: LSA generate OTP.html, where LSA underscore generate OTP is the name of your LWC. It can be anything, whatever name you give to your LWC. Based on that name, your files will be generated. One is LSA underscore generate OTP.html, which will contain the UI side of your or UI or appearance side of your LWC. Basically, that will represent the user interface. Then second part or second file is the LSA underscore generate OTP.js, that will contain the JavaScript logic for your LWC, where you will be declaring where you will be declaring the what I say, your variables, where you will be using your functions, methods, or events based on the certain actions that user will take on your LWC. And you will and when you will also use the at the rate wire, at the rate track, or at the rate what I say API decorators if needed. And the third and the important file is LSA underscore generate OTP.js meta.xml. This is the configuration file for your LWC where you will define all the configurations specific to your LWC. Some of the like common configurations include like where you want to showcase your LWC. Those targets you have to specify. For instance, an LWC can appear as a standalone custom tab. It can appear on a what I say on a record page. It can appear on a application like that. So that those configurations you can specify under LSA underscore generate OTP.js meta.xml. And partially or in certain of the instances you can also have your own css file related to your like your LWC. In this case, if we have to specify custom styling for my demo LWC, then I can also have one more file called lsa underscore generate otp.css. Okay, that was it about the basic file structures used with the LWC. Now let's go back to design and see what we have to design. As you know, we will be targeting the first screen as part of this demo. We will see what we have to create. So the first part here is first section. We have the logo, then this heading is there, then some subtext, then there is some space, like input field, then there is a button. Let's design this. Remember, I had mentioned that first we should be thinking about mobile first approach, and in order to do that, we have to use one component called Lightning Layout. Lightning Layout is a kind of grid system that like Lightning- that LWC provides to divide or design your LWC component according to the different screen sizes. I'll show you how you can use or configure the lightning layouts in your LWC. The first tag and the parent tag here is lightning layout, and under the parent you have to specify lightning layout item. I suggest you reading the official documentation from Salesforce like components library on this topic, specifically on the lightning layout and layout item, to understand how the how like Salesforce uh, LWC allows you to achieve the mobile friendliness, how it make you how it helps the developer to make the applications responsive depending on the different device sizes. I It is a must read. You should definitely understand this topic, and you should always design your LWCs in such a manner that it becomes mobile friendly, because mobile in today's world, mobiles are the devices where your application is viewed or used first, and so you should always keep that in mind. Lightning layout item has three attributes depending on the different device sizes. Like the larger screens are the devices such as desktops or laptops as considered as the large size devices. The devices such as mobile tab or iPads are considered as the medium size devices, and the mobile phones are considered as the small size devices. So depending on different devices, you can specify like how much width your elements should take on the screen. So let's consider that and let's configure that. So large device size, I'm building the first element. The first element is the logo that remains the single element on that particular. I would consider that as a row. So it will always be of size 12. So the maximum size that you can give to your element or the lighting layout item is 12. You can have three layout items of size 4, or you can have like uh, 4 layout items with the size of 3, or you can have like any number of lightning layout items, but the total size of all those layout items should be total of 12. Let's I want this layout item to appear 12, which means that the first row, the row that has this what I say, this logo, should have the width of 12 in all the screens. So I'll configure it like that. I'll put a placeholder text for now, logo text. Let's quickly deploy this to the org. In order to deploy this Lightning Web component to your developer org, you have to right click on your component, and you can select this sfdx, deploy this source to org. And once you do that, your LWC will be deployed to the developer org. As you can see, the deployment has been successful, and you'll also get that message. And since this is the first time we are creating this component to the org, we will be getting this message as created, because this is the first time we are deploying this component, this LWC component, to the org from the base. Similarly, let's configure the second row. Let's copy, because if you go to the design, the second row has the heading verification, that is also the single element. So for now I'll just keep the verification. I'm not adding any sizing or anything to it. I first of all I just want to put all the elements. I'll copy the third row. What do we have in the third row in the design? We will send you a one-time password on your phone number. Let's type it, and that is again single element. We will send you a one-time password on your phone number. Let's the fourth time. Fourth row has some blank space. We will configure that later, but in the fourth row we just have an input tag, and that is to the single element. And as I mentioned, you can configure the layout according to your design, but as per our use case, we just have one element in a row, so that's why we are configuring the size of 12 for the layout items. You can use the size as per your need. So for input, we will use lightning input tag, and we will also configure the type. Since we are asking a phone number, it can be a like alphanumeric value with a dash or something. So we will use type as text. We will also add a placeholder. The lightning input is nothing but the similar to the input tag in HTML. It has some of the common attributes and some advanced attributes. For example, let's see what is the place. What do we have in the placeholder? Enter phone number. We will add it exactly same. Enter phone number. Since the phone number is required to get the OTP, we will make it required. Yes, required should be true. To make it required for now, we don't want to add any additional validations at this point, since this is just the basic demo, the initial demo. But as we move forward with this series, we will continue to enhance this component. So let's copy fifth line, that is the get OTP. It is a button. So for the button also, I will use Lightning text. Lightning LWC like component library has so many pre-configured components that you can easily reuse and speed up the development for your LWC component. So I'll use Lightning button. Type would be button, and case you don't remember some of these things, some of these tags, you can always refer to the like Salesforce Lightning Component library. Let me just quickly give you a quick overview of. So I will go here and I'll search for Lightning Component library in the Google search. You can use any search engine, and you will be presented with this link, Salesforce Lightning Component Library. And here you will find the blueprint of all the components that LWC provide you in a pre-configured manner that you just can simply plug and play in your LWC components. So we are using, for instance, we are using a lightning button component. So in the quick find, you can type lightning button. So with this name, you're not getting anything. Search for button. And here there are two kind of component libraries that Salesforce provides. One is for Aura components and another is for the Lightning Web Components. We should be looking for the Lightning Web Components, and like I'm just looking for the button. So I'll click on this link. It will give me the basic like code sample for the buttons. Like there are so many variants that they provide for the buttons. You can use as per your requirement. But for now, I just need the basic button. So I'll go for the, see, this button is, this is what I'm looking for, the brand button, because if you go to my sample UI, this button is something for something similar to the brand. So I'll go for that button. So if I have to configure a brand, so I need to choose this variant. I'll go to the VS Code. In the variant, I choose brand. You can specify any of the variant based on your need, and I will also have to configure the label. And in the label, I will configure this. Okay. So my basic UI is ready. It is not well stylized, but it is, the structure is ready. Before we deploy this, I always do one thing. I add proper comments. So I'll add comments for each of the section, what it does, and this is how you can add comments. I'll show it again. First section belongs to the logo section. Start, then the logo section. And so these comments will uh, make it clear that this particular section belongs to the logo portion of the UI, and it also makes it easier for other developers to understand your code. Second is the verification heading. See, you are also like becoming, your code will look more professional if you follow these guidelines. Verification, after that subheading, or I will say subtext, and then there is this input. it is a phone number input section start, phone number input section, and then there is this button section. So the get OTP button section start, and this will be get OTP button section end. Always format your code so that it is well aligned with the tabs and all. Let's format it. Once you are done with the commenting, and then you can just deploy your code. Now, since you have already deployed it to the org, this time you will see it changed, which means you have initially created the component. Now you have changed something onto it. Okay, then we have deployed our latest changes to the org. Now it is time to look at our LWC in the developer org. But before we do that, we have to configure the meta.xml configuration file. As you might remember or you might recall during the introduction, I have explained that this meta.xml file for any component is a configuration file where you have to configure uh, the places at which you want to expose your what I say LWC. For instance, you may wish to expose your LWC for a custom tab, for a record page, or maybe for a flow screen. There are various options. In case you want to know more about it, then you can read about the topic design attributes in LWC on like Trailhead or maybe on official Salesforce site. In case you want a detailed video or a dedicated video on a like design tokens or design attributes in LWC, then just comment down in the comment section, and we will definitely bring a video on that topic as well. So here I'll configure the target configs. These are the attributes that is used to configure where you want to expose your what I say your LWC. And each target config can have multiple target config attribute. And for now, I just want to expose my LWC for a tab. So what I'll specify in the targets, lightning tab. As I had highlighted, if you want more detailed video on specific to these design attributes, do let us know in the comment section. We will definitely bring a very well explained video on that. But for now, we will do it, and I'll expose it to true. I'll set the is exposed to true, and here you can also configure the API version of your like LWC component. You should always keep it to the latest. Once you are done, then you just have to deploy the source to the like your developer org. It is deployed. Deploy. Okay, there is an error. It says you must specify targets for. Okay, I think it should be like this. Yes, this target configs talks about like exposing different attributes to different like different elements in the lightning like experience. For example, you can have a different set of attributes exposed to the record page, and then you can have a different set of attributes exposed to the flow screen, like that. And before you even define your target config, you have to set the target. So for now, I just want to expose this component to Lightning tab. Let's see how it works. Targets, target, and it doesn't contain information. For now, I don't have any specific fields to expose, so I'll keep that as empty. So we are inside this meta XML where, like, if you recall, so this is our like meta.xml file. If you recall, where while I was giving the overview of the file structure within the LWC, I mentioned that this meta.xml file for any LWC component is like basically used to define the configurations, and you can also use this space to like to define where you want to expose your LWC. For instance, if you want wish to whether you wish to like expose your LWC to the record page or to a tab or to a flow screen, those kind of configurations you can do it here. For now, I just want to expose like this my this LWC to the Lightning tab. So for that, I'll configure the targets. Targets specifically specify the environment or maybe the utility under the Lightning experience where you want to target or expose your LWC. So within the targets, there will be target, and here I just want to target. These are these so many places where you can expose your Lightning Web Component, and you can choose any of the places where you want to make your Lightning Web Component visible. For now, I just want to make it visible to Lightning tab, and sometimes you might see that is exposed attribute is like what I say is marked as false. You can turn it on, or you can like set it to true. The API version is the version of your LWC. As per my opinion, you should keep it to the latest version to align with the latest releases of the Salesforce. Let's try to deploy this. Okay, it got deployed. Now let's head back to our what I say developer org and try creating a tab for our Lightning Web Component. It seems my session got expired. Let's log in again. Since we just exposed our Lightning Web Component to the what I say to the Lightning tab, so we have to create a tab for it. I hope you know how to create a tab within the Salesforce developer org. In case you don't know it, figure in case you don't in case you don't know it, let's do it together. Go to the setup, search for tabs, click on the tabs, and the tabs like option will open. Here, under the option Lightning Component tabs, click New. Since you have configured your meta.xml file of your LWC, you should see your component here. You see, this is the one that we had created, LSA generate OTP. In case you have configured your LWC component to appear or to be visible to the tabs, but you don't see your component name here, you have to just go and recheck your configurations. You can give it a name. I will give it a name like LSA generate OTP. You can have any label of your choice, and you can also decide uh, whatever tab style you want to. I'll keep it as alarm clock. It can be anything, and it is always good. It is always a good practice to provide a description for your tabs. Given on so that in case someone accidentally tries to delete it or hide it, uh, he or she will know about the purpose of this tab. We have created the tab. You should see here. Now go to this app launcher, search for LSA, and you should see your tab name here. Click on that name, and yes, it is loading. Now you see the tab launched and we hit with a nag. Uh, and this is the nightmare for any developer. But you see, Salesforce is like error handling system or mechanism is very good. They provide very detailed like reason for your errors, and if you click on this stack trace, you will also get to know some more details about it. So what does this error say? Error during LWC component connect phase. You cannot have device specific size attributes for lightning layout item component without specifying the size attribute. This error suggests that we cannot have a device specific sizing. For example, if you look at the code, we have defined the large, medium, small size devices specific configurations at the lightning layout item level, which is incorrect because first you have to define a size attribute. Size attribute is like kind of a what I say starting point where it considers the size for the smaller device. In case you don't specify a small device size, then it will consider uh, the whatever value you have specified under the size attribute as the default value. So before you set up your device specific sizes, it is mandatory, as you can see the error, to define the size attribute. Since we are keeping it 12 for all the device sizes, we will also keep the size as the 12 for all of them. Okay, I forgot to save it. You should also be careful that whether your changes were saved or not before you attempt to deploy it. So they got saved. Let's go back and try to refresh the page. So I have closed the previous tab. I'm just reopening it and just see how it appears because the uh, error should be resolved for by now. And I'm visiting it, and this is how I'm getting the results. The first is logo text, then the verification, then the subtext, the input, and the button. You see, I'm not providing the value, but that's why it is throwing this exception. Now let's try to just stylize it a bit. So let's see what we have in the screenshot. The white background is there. So for that, maybe we can use what I say class. Now you will be wondering whether we need to create a custom style for achieving this, or how would we get that look and feel. Uh, for that, maybe we can use or we can use like so for that we can use lightning design system SLDS. So now let's stylize this. Before we do that, let's look at the screenshot. What do we have? We can see that the background is white. This verification label is or heading is the bold. Then we have this logo. The button is this like that. In order to stylize the component, either you can create your own custom CSS classes, or maybe you can leverage the like Salesforce's Lightning design system, that is SLDS. So here what you can do, you can search for Salesforce design system, Salesforce design system. enter. This lightning design system, in fact. This gives you the pre-built classes and the CSS classes that you can reuse in your designs in your LWC component, so that will save your time. Let's say I wanted some background color for, because as you can see in this screenshot, there is the background is white, so I need some CSS for the white background. Let me search background color. So I searched for the background. All the design tokens that are available for the background color will be given to me. Let's see, do we have anything that we can use? Background color default. Let's see. No, I don't think we will get the colors. Maybe let's see. Design guidelines. Do we have anything in the color? Color palettes or something. We need the class name basically. So we will search for maybe text. Be under that category. Under that utility, we might get something related to the color. Background color. Do we have anything for the background? Alignment. Box is there. This will appear the box, SMS box. We don't want a box. Maybe card or something. We have anything for card. Card is just they come with a predefined formatting where the background color is there. Some padding is also there, because if you look at the this thing, there is also padding around the design. So let's see if there are any specific thing for the card. This SLDS card is there. Can we apply it? Before you even code it, you can just inspect this element in your browser, and try to find your parent element. Here parent element for us is what I say is like in layout. Here let's try to put this class. Can you put it? You see, you got it. You got the background color in your style. So what I'll do, I go here. I have already defined the class attribute. I'll put this. Now, if you see, we have applied the white background color, but the contents are not appearing properly. They are like squeezed, or maybe you can say that they are more on the left side of the layout. So there is no gap. There is no padding. So for that, we have to apply the padding around the layout item. For that, we have to search for maybe the padding in the Lightning design system. See, everything is pre-built. Most of the things that you need are pre-built. You can just reuse it. I search for the padding. Okay, I think I clicked on the wrong link. I will search in the left section. I will search for the padding. See if I get something for the padding, some classes. I want the around padding, around the entire layout. And again, this is good point to discuss. You should know the difference between the margin and the padding. Padding always, just for a quick info, the padding always applies within the container, and margin applies outside of the container. So we need the around. So around in around also, and any kind of padding we also have some variants. How much padding you want to apply? So I'll go with small. This is the class. Pre-built class is there. I'll go here, inspect it. And you see, the padding got applied inside the container, main container, wherever you're applying the class. If you replace this P with M, that stands for margin, then you see it got applied outside. Here, this is the key difference. You see, the margin is applied outside the container, and padding is applied inside the container. And that's why we used padding, not margin, because we want this space to appear within the what I say layout, within the layout. So that's why. And you see now it appears good. It has started to sleep like this. You can also what I say, you can enhance the padding if you want to. For example, if you want to make it medium, you make it medium. Let's keep it medium for now. So I'll go here, copy this class, go to my code. So like even before you finalize on any of these classes, CSS classes, it is better to test first in the console, in the browser console, before you actually implement it. So I'm quite happy with it. I will save it and deploy it. Now let's go back to the design. Next we have this icon. So for this we have to visit the developer like lightning component library. In that we have to search for the icon. I just need icon. I don't need a button icon because we don't want user to perform any actions, or we don't want them to uh, click on the icon. So we just need the icons. For now I'll just put any of the icon, but you can just search the library and look for the particular icon. Or if it is like less time consuming, then we will use the uh, what I say, we will find that icon. But it is a phone number, OTP. What kind of icon it is? It is a send message, I guess. So see, if you need any specific kind of icon, then you have to get it designed by yourself and upload in a static resource, then refer it in the LWC. But for now, since I just demoing it, we will use any of the pre-built icon. Let's use this standard message icon. And for example, this email. I'll go and I can also specify the size. I can also specify the size, I guess. Size and variants. So you can also control the size of the icons. So I suggest in case you are developing an application, try to make the use of pre-built icons, pre-built components that LWC offers. That will definitely help you to reduce the number of hours we spend in development. That will also uh, like speed up your entire development process. So size also you can configure. So I copied that icon. I'll put it here in this lower text section. Size are the possible values. I want a large size. Make the changes. I'll deploy it. Later in this series, we will have exact same looking icon that we see in the what I say, in the image. But for now, since we're just giving you an overview and getting yourself familiarized with this LWC development process, therefore we are using this built-in icons. You will see that we will progress from the beginners to the intermediate level, medium, then the advanced level with this same LWC component. So all I can say is just stay tuned with us throughout this series and give all your support and love to this video. We are making a very, what I say, detail-oriented efforts to make these concepts clear to you. So it got generated. Let's see. You see, the icon is now appearing here. The padding is also applied like that. Now the next we have this verification. And if you refer to the screenshot, the verification is in bolds. So it is in bold letter and the size is a bit bigger. So I'll search for the bold class, or maybe I will search for the text. Maybe there is a pre-configured text classes which I can apply and change the bold or size altogether on the text. See, I think this is what we can use. Heading size large, medium. Color default monospace. And we can use text heading medium, probably. I want bold as well. Do we have anything on that? No, color inverse is not good for us. The case, the title. No, I don't want that. Maybe we can use heading size medium for this class. We'll go here and try to test it out how it looks. Go here. Okay, I didn't use any tags here. Okay, I just put it in here and see if it works. If it works. And for bold, I want to see if there is a class for bold. So this is the editor, I guess. Bold, for bold, I don't think there will be a separate class. Or maybe we can use, instead of this, we can use H4 or H3 tag. That comes up with the size and the bold nature. See, I'm just trying to give you an overview that in case you need any classes or styling classes, you can always look in the like Lightning design system. Now, one more thing that I wanted to highlight here, if you go into the design, there is a specific spacing between each of the rows. So that we can achieve via with the help of like padding. So padding this time we just need the top bottom. So I'll go back to the padding class. I'll go here and I just need the top bottom padding. Let's see, we keep this. Here in the class, you should always avoid having the what is inline styling. You should always use classes while you design your LWC components. Let's see where else. And between these buttons, now there is a big gap. We have a padding between this heading and the subtext. For subtext, let's use div for now. And there is a big gap between this input box and the what is the subtext. So for that, what we have to do, along with the padding top bottom, we also have to apply a specific bottom CSS, and we want a big gap, right? So we'll add this class bottom x-axis large, and we'll pick this medium class again, and we will put it on this what I say input tags, because there is a gap between, or there is a padding between the button and the get OTP button and the input field. do this. Let's deploy this. Let's go and refresh. Okay. Why it didn't get applied? I might be making a mistake here. Let's see what happened here. See what happened here. H3. Why the S3 is not getting applied? Okay, you see some of the tags have their styles like manipulated by the standard styling of the Salesforce. That's why they are not appearing here properly. You can see that. So we have to go with the specific class that we look for. That was this, right? Adding meaning. You see now the context has been changed. So this padding top bottom is not applied properly. Here you see there is no padding top bottom, but I see here the class is there but it is not getting applied. Why is that? Top bottom, I think vertical. If I apply this medium, for example, let's go here and copy this, but the class is already here. You see, it is not getting applied. What is the class name? Medium. See, there is no such class. Why it is not getting applied? I think I'm making a mistake here. So it should be bottom. So instead of that asterisk with the asterisk variant, I should be specifying it properly. So that's the mistake. So you should also be like, you should not be worrying about it that it is not working. You should come to your console, your browser console, try to investigate what might be the wrong. What could go wrong with your styling? That you should check. In such cases, don't panic. Try to investigate. You see, now this appears correctly. So instead of that asterisk variant, I should be using these classes here. So I'll go here. What I'll do, whenever I have applied this, I will go find it and replace it with these classes. To make my changes go faster. And again here, this S3 is getting impacted by the standard styling of the Lightning. I'll apply maybe. Sorry, it's not what I mean. This heading CSS I will be applying here. So the changes are going through. Let's refresh it. Okay, come on. Why, man? Why? Why can't you just let me reload it? I think it is messing with me. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, you see my changes are not yet there. I don't see the class, I don't see the latest changes here. So sometimes it happens that you won't see your latest changes reflect on the LWC. In that case, you have to hard refresh your screen. For that, you can click on Control Shift R on your browser. So this is the another situation. It might occur. You might be wondering that I'm making the correct changes, but the UI is not reflecting it. So just to make sure that your changes are there, you have to come here and inspect your screen, inspect your elements and see whether you see your latest changes or not. As you can see, I'm seeing it, I can see my latest changes, but there is one problem here. The spacing is not accurate because I have provided the two things here. I have provided the top bottom for both of them. So I have to replace this. I have to remove this top from this element. And meanwhile, we are here. Also have to make the changes to for this particular subtext. How it should look, some sort of grayed out. So here we have to search for the text in the Lightning design system. Search for the text, and I just need a weak color, grayed out color. So this is the color weak. This class I already have. So I will go here and add a class. And similarly, you will also see there's one more thing. One-time password is a bit of bold. So for that, we can use a B tag. This is a basic HTML B tag that is for that B stands for. That B stands for the bold. So it will make that portion bold for us. Let's see how it looks now. We'll go and hard refresh this. Okay, you see. Let's go and let's go and see what we can do. Color weak text. Okay, you see the text got a bit weaker. As I suggested, we will be like we will be using the SLDS styling for now. But as we progress through this series, we will also make some of our custom styling to match the exact look and feel of the screenshot. But for now, I'm just showcasing you the steps that how you should develop your LWCs, how you should divide each of the element of your LWC and just divide and rule the entire development process. The one thing that this asterisk is not good, which is not looking good. How can I remove it? Maybe for now, because just to make it disappear, like it will require additional customization from the CSS standpoint. So we'll keep that for the later part of this video. So I'll make this input box non-required. Will deploy it. The other thing that I'm noticing, we have everything on the left side, but our components, what I say, our components here in this screenshots are aligned on the center. So can we do that? We will go to the inspect element, go to our layout. Maybe we can try to see if we can change the text alignment. Text align. Changed it and everything came to the center. So here for the center also there is a class. You can come here, go here, we'll remove it, go to the layout, add this class, and back. So most of the useful classes for useful CSS, the classes are already pre-built. You just have to go find them on the Salesforce Lightning Design System and use them in your code. So I'm deploying it. Another thing for the larger devices, the screen is looking a bit of what I say stretched. Let's make it small. For the large device, I don't want to use 6. I don't want to use 12. Let's use 6 and see what happens. You see something moved there. It also moved. You see, this is the practice that I follow. I don't just go and modify the code. I paste it in the console and see whether this is going to work or not. And if I'm satisfied with these changes here, I'll go and make the changes in the code. There's something I missed. Okay, you see, I changed it to 6, but as I had informed you in the beginning of this development process, that when you use styling or when you use lightning like what I say layout, your layout item should be of total of size 6 size 12. And here as you can see, for the large devices we have changed the like size lightning layout item size to 6. Therefore it is not considering each of these item as a single row. Instead it is dividing or it is combining two items into one row because each of them consists of size 6. So 6 plus 6, 12. Now you must be wondering how this LWC will look in tablets or mobile devices or iPad. Here is I will show you a way how you can check that like visibility of your LWC in different devices using your using your web browser. All you have to do is you just have to right click on it, inspect, and here you will get toggle device toolbar option. Click on that and your screen will become responsive. This is the built-in feature of every modern browsers. So you can check in or any of the browser where you are running your like developer code. Now from these dimensions you can check how it will appear on different devices. For example, iPhone SE, how it will look there. It will look something like this. How it will look under what I say iPad Air. This is how it will look on the iPad. You see, this is the benefit that you will this is the benefit I was talking about while when I decided to use lightning layout and lightning layout item with my LWC. It automatically takes care of the like responsiveness of your LWC component, and you can also check how it will appear under the like pixel 7. So these modern web browsers gives you like visualization of all modern screen resolutions that are available in the market, and they continue to upgrade it. So in case you want to test like how my LWC component will appear in mobile versus how they will appear in the tab or iPads, or how will appear on the what I say on the desktops or laptops, that you can use this utility. So always you need to keep this in mind whether someone tells you or not. When you design a LWC, it should always be designed with the mobile first approach. That's the you can consider that as a pro tip. So I think this is pretty much it for this demo, where I have showcased you all the uh, necessary steps in very detailed manner that you need to take to develop your LWC. As part of this demo, we just developed the user interface part of our first component, that is generate OTP. Secondly, I just want to highlight that you might be wondering the like colors, the button color is not exactly looking like what we have in the screenshot. The reason for that is, for since this is the first video that we are making on this initial demo, we wanted to keep it very basic for the new users or new developers who have little or very less understanding about the LWC development. So this video will serve as the foundation for them, and once they get familiar with it, in the next part or next segment of the same like what I say LWC component, we will continue with having more enhanced user interface with the custom colors and what I say some what I say some sort of custom icons for this component. Along with that, we will also have we will also see the functional side of this component. Like for example, we will also showcase you the JavaScript side of things for this component. For instance, if user enters a phone number, we will showcase you how he will receive the OTP on this component. That backend part, that JavaScript part will be there in the next segment. We will also showcase to you some sort of validations. What happens if user enters an invalid phone number? Some the things like that you will get to know in the next segment. So all I request you is stay tuned with our channel. Like grab the basics of this LWC development with this segment. Once you get yourself familiarized with the LWC, like you can just ready to go on to the next level with us. So thank you for your support for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this like step by step guide from Long Switch Academy, we request you to share this with your friends, colleagues, maybe your neighbors or whoever are tech enthusiasts. Last but not the least, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you who are watching this video. Thanks for joining today, and thank you for subscribing to Long Switch Academy. We wish uh, we wish you all the very best in your respective tech journey. Along with that, we also would like to request you to like spread the word about Long Switch Academy among your connections, your colleagues, or your friends who are interested in what I say tech career, or who are willing to build their careers on top of Salesforce. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't miss to subscribe to our channel, share it, and thank you for all your support. Thank you very much.